Hello and welcome to the final episode of the Táin Cooley, the Cattle Raid of Cooley. This recording, an audiobook, I suppose, at this point almost, or a commentary on the Cattle Raid of Cooley or the Táin Cooley. So I'm just going to share my screen here. We are, as ever, working from the Joseph Dunn translation from 1914. If you are new to this, we have already done all of this and it's in a playlist, and that will be linked below and maybe come up here somewhere, or up here somewhere. I'm never sure which side it's going to pop up, but it usually does around a minute into the video. So you'll be able to go back to the start and get the full audiobook experience with my own commentary in it on this reading of the Táin Cooley. So we have episode 29 here today, the final one, the account of the brown bull of Cooley. So it's not that long. I know some of you are really dreading this coming to an end. I will read other lore. I will definitely do this. I think I might hit some Dinhenicus. I'm liking the idea of the Dinhenicus. So I think we might do that next. So anyway, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and, you hit the bell for notifications so you know when new videos are coming out. And you're on the mailing list as well, because obviously you get loads of extra resources when you're on the mailing list too, and updates on classes from the Irish Pagan School and all that good stuff. So 29, the account of the brown bull of Cooley. It was not long before the men of Éireann, as they were there early on the morrow, saw coming over Cruachan from the west the brown bull of Cooley with the white-horned of E. I don't know why I keep doing that, because when I started with my job in Cruachan, as manager of the Heritage Centre there, the whole centre was called Cruachan. So I don't know why I'm mispronouncing AI as I instead of E. So the white horned of E in torn fragments hanging about his ears and horns. The men of Éireann rose, and they know not which of the bulls it was. Come ye men, cried Fergus. Leave him alone, if it be the white-horned that is there, and if it be the brown of Cooley, leave him his trophy with him. Then it was that the 7 Main, these are Maeve and Aliel's sons, all called Main. Then it was that the 7 Main arose to take vengeance on the brown bull of Cooley for his violence and his valour. Whither go yonder men? Asked Fergus. They go to kill the brown bull of Cooley, said all, because of his evil deeds. And now remember, the Fionvanach, the white-horned of E, is the Connacht bull, and the brown bull of Cooley is the Ulster bull from the Cooley Peninsula up near Dundalk. So, I pledge my word, shouted Fergus, that has already been done in regard to the bulls is a small thing in compare with that which will now take place. So Fergus has a storm coming. I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine last night, and it's very funny. Anyway, then the brown bull of Cooley gave forth the 3 chiefest bellowings of his throat in boast of his triumph, and fear of Fergus held back the men of Éireann from attacking the brown bull of Cooley. Then went the brown bull of Cooley, he turned his right side towards Cruachan, and he left there a heap, or cruach, of the liver of the white-horned, so that thence is named Cruachan. Next he came to the river Finglas, white water, and he drank a draught from the river, and so long as he drank the draught, he let not one drop of the river flow by him. Then he raised his head, and the shoulder blades, lehe, of the white-horned fell from him in that place. Hence, Shruher Finlehe is the name given to it. This is the bit I love, and we've seen this all through the Táin Cooley or the Cattle Raid of Cooley. I know I keep saying both names because I want to make sure that everybody has the pronunciation and it clear in their head, because I've been told that that's helpful. We see this Dinhenicus, this lore of place names, all the way through this tale, and it's really kind of lit my fire, and this is why I want to do the Dinhenicus next. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Anyway, but we see here the bull is creating names and, creating causes and creating lore of place names, or the Dinhenicus, around these various parts as he kind of wanders back and makes his way back to Cooley from Cruachan. He pursued his way to the brink of Moor, the great ford, and he left behind the loin of the Whitehorn in that place, so that thence it became Athlone. Athlone is a big town / almost city, which is in County Westmeath. So that's where we are. And that would be the River Shannon that flows by flows through Athlone. So he continued eastwards into the land of Meath to Aughrim, and he left behind there the liver, the thrum of the Whitehorn, so Aughrim. He raised his head haughtily and shook the remains of the Whitehorn from him over Erin. He sent its hind leg, Larach, away from him to Port Larga. That is Waterford. Port Larga is Waterford. That's interesting. I didn't realize that there was a Waterford connection. That's where I live right now. He sent its ribs, Cleahach, from him to Dublin, which is called Auchlia. I'm from Dublin originally, so obviously I just, have gravitated to the places that bits of the bull, the Cruachan bull, were dropped my whole life without even knowing it. How interesting. He turned his face northwards then, and he knew the land of Cooley, and he went his way towards it. In that place were women and youths and children lamenting the brown bull of Cooley. They saw the brown of Cooley's forehead approaching them. The forehead, tall of a bull, cometh towards us, they shouted. Hence is tall Tarav ever since. Then turned the brown of Cooley on the women and youths and children of the land of Cooley, and he effected a great slaughter amongst them. Ungrateful, rude. He turned his back to the hill then, and his heart broke in his breast, even as a nut breaks. Such then is the account and the fate of the brown bull of Cooley and the end of the Táin. Now we get to my blessing. A blessing be upon all such as shall faithfully keep the Táin in memory as it stands here, and shall not add any other form to it. So by reading this, by me reading this, and by you listening to this and making it to the very end, we get the blessing of the ancient Irish scribes who have bestowed that blessing upon all such as shall faithfully keep the Táin in memory as it stands here. So that is what we have done. But, there's always a bit of a downside. So I, who have copied this history, or truly more legend, give no credence to various incidents narrated in its history or legend. For some things herein are the feats of jugglery of demons, sundry others poetic figments, a few are probable, others improbable, and even more invented for the delectation of fools. So we're blessed fools, if nothing else. So thank you for your time, your energy, your sharing in this epic adventure with me. It's been a blast. It's been going since December 2019, I believe, is when I started it. So I said from the start it was going to be a labor of love as and when I could get to it. So that has been it. But there is obviously a complete playlist. So again, you will get the link to that down below, and you can come back to this anytime you want. And please share the playlist with your friends or in groups or anything, to anybody that you think it might be useful. So stay tuned. I'll make another playlist for Dinhenicus. There is another lore playlist as well. So I have a couple of other readings on the channel of various bits and pieces and stories, and you can go and check that out in the playlists as well. And don't forget to go to the community tab where I'm doing some Ask Me Anything and some Ask Me Anything with my mom. So all of that is upcoming on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell for notifications and you like the video to show YouTube that this is good content and all that good stuff. It really helps me out. So Gura Magwif, August Slongaful.